Hey guys, my name is Bessie Smith.
I am George Gershwin.
I'm Duke Ellington.
I'm Louis Armstrong.
So we are all the greatest jazz musicians of our time.
Yeah.
And George Gershwin.
Yes, of course.
Yeah.
George Gershwin.
I say just in case you guys didn't know a little bit about me, I grew up in poverty and obscurity, and it was really hard. But I I traveled a lot in the South. I was discovered by Ma Rainey. You may know her. She's another famous musician, and we traveled in the South playing in bars, tents, and theaters. And then I actually got discovered by someone who works for Columbia Records in Philadelphia, Clarice Williams. And from there, I just kind of grew. I do owe a lot of my fame to other factors.
You see, I got my start as Duke Ellington. And I took piano lessons from a young age, and from there I just developed a passion for music. You see, I was always trying to make bands and make groups, but eventually I went to New York with a nice group, like a jazz big band sort of deal, and we started playing at the Cotton Club, and eventually through radio transmissions from there, we were able to make it big, get a national audience, and from there my career just skyrocketed, and I was able to compose all kinds of popular music, and even very critically acclaimed music as well.
So I was born in New Orleans. I was also poor, just like Bessie.
Mm-hmm, yeah.
And so I worked a lot of odd jobs. I sang in a quartet. That's really what I like to do. And then I was sent to a boys' home because I was a juvenile delinquent. But I learned to play music there, and that's where I became very passionate about it. And after I got out, I started playing in marching and jazz bands, which made me really skilled. And then I joined a band in Chicago. And after a couple years in that, my wife convinced me to move to New York. And then I played in Fletcher Anderson's band. And then after that, I moved back to Chicago to do orchestras. And so I toured as a solo trumpetist for a while. And so yeah, I play a lot of jazz.
I'm George Gershwin.
Yeah.
And I studied piano under Charles Hambritzer. As I learned, I decided to release my first song. It didn't do that well, but my second song, Swanee, became nationwide known, and it was very successful, and my popularity shot up, and I solidified my ground as a jazz musician. From there, I released Rhapsody in Blue and Porgy and Bess, which was an opera, and that solidified jazz and introduced jazz into the concert and stage world. Basically, I made jazz more professional.
Mm-hmm. All right. So we all sang to our own audiences, and the audience I kind of aimed for were people in poverty and oppression, because I was writing from personal experience. I want to make sure I relate to everybody, and plus I also write about love and betrayal, so I want to make sure I can connect to every single one of my listeners, and that's really important for me with music. And so that's basically what I write about to contribute to society.
Okay, so here's the big question. Prohibition, yes or no?
No, absolutely not. I don't know about you guys, but I just absolutely love alcohol, and and I just think that many other sadly I am an alcoholic, but and I'm sure any other alcoholic would say this, that's something that will help me focus, and I just think taking it away really contractors and listeners have stopped taking me seriously because of it, and so I'm sure it's a good thing to help me cut down, but I personally I don't like it.
Well, see, I love alcohol too, but I think I agree with the 18th Amendment just because I play a lot in speakeasies, and so making alcohol illegal makes people go into the speakeasies, which makes me more money. and it helps grow jazz and like spread it. So I support it.
Yeah, a lot of my bands can only get gigs in these kind of speakeasies. It's good money.
Yeah.
And also, Prohibition keeps my musicians clean, keeps them focused and all that.
Yeah.
I
What about you, George?
I didn't really mind Prohibition because I never really drank. I drank occasionally, but I never got drunk in public. And like I was more professional in my way of approaching my way of business. I didn't play at many speakeasies, and I focused more on the stage. My music is true music, must reflect the thought and aspirations of the people in time. My people are Americans, and my time is today.
Oh, okay. Speaking of our opinions on things, what did you guys think of the Harlem movement?
Well, we've got 3 musicians here who were a part of the Harlem movement,
Yeah.
and George Gershwin. So let's start with George.
What were your thoughts on this?
I supported the Harlem Renaissance
Okay.
with Rhapsody in Blue because it brought jazz into the concert hall and popularized jazz with the major majority of Americans, not just the Eastern Coast. And it also brought jazz around the entire world as a not just an African music, but as an American music.
Well, you see, the three of us, Louis Armstrong, Bessie Smith, and me, Duke Ellington, we really pioneered a lot of early jazz. You see, without us, there would be no Harlem Renaissance.
Yeah, no, I have to agree. I loved the Harlem movement because, as you guys know, it pressed African American rights and uplifted our artistic thoughts. And honestly, without the Harlem movement, I wouldn't be where I am. It really boosted my fame and my music, and
30 seconds.
it was a huge growing interest in Black heritage, which was so good for me.
Yeah, when I was starting out, I was mostly interested in ragtime music. But I saw in New York with the Harlem Renaissance that music was changing, and so I really decided then I was gonna change with it.
Yeah.
So I really love the Harlem Renaissance because it helped make African Americans more known, and it really showed the culture. And I was a big artist in the Harlem Renaissance, so I really supported it. So to bring up some of the instruments I played the trumpet and the cornet, and my trumpet playing influenced a lot of trumpet players and a lot of jazz music because I basically shaped a lot of how jazz was spread, and I shaped how it was big in the country.
Yeah.
You see, similarly, a lot of my musicians, I specifically chose a lot of musicians that pioneered new sounds. You see different experimentations with mutes, a lot of people experimenting with high-pitched trumpets and things like that. It really helped contribute to the overall sound of jazz throughout the future.
I really only had my vocals to help me really help out with my jazz music. I didn't really know how to play any instruments, so.
Well, one way my music got popularized throughout the entire world and throughout America was the radio. And the radio really helped me promote my music.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me as well. Back in the Cotton Club in New York, we wouldn't have had a national audience, me and my band, if it wasn't for the radio playing our music from there. Overall, the radio helped give jazz just a national audience.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah. All right, it was great talking with you.
It was great.
Great
yeah.
musicians.
Good job, guys.
Yeah.
Nice to meet you, George. Never heard of you before though.
Oh.
Thanks.
Yeah.